Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Hopefully you had a great weekend and you're nice and full and ready to start exercising again tomorrow. Today I want to chat about the lack of Black Friday deals for Magic the Gathering this past weekend. You know, for the last year or two, the YouTube community and everybody on the Magic the Gathering community has been complaining about Black Friday deals and Amazon and Wizards dumping their product. And now this week, everyone's excited and happy because we didn't. Oh, never mind. We're all upset because we're still not getting deals. Is that what we're doing? So today I want to chat about what is going on and why I believe we didn't see Black Friday sales, and then what that means for the future of Magic the Gathering if they continue on this kind of trajectory. So basically what happened is the last year and a half, we've seen every year Black Friday or Cyber Monday or some sort of big sale holiday excuse for people to spend money. We've seen Wizards liquidate their assets and liquidate their extra overstock inventory to recoup capital. And in their big fireside chat, one of the things that they talked about a year and a half ago was having too much inventory that they didn't come out and say that they had overprinted. In fact, I think they misused the word supply and demand a little bit and had some Wikipedia articles going on, but they overprinted. They did. And now what we're seeing is they are basically out of stock. They're out of supply. They don't have this massive amount of product to push on customers anymore because they just don't. They sold it all. We bought it all. As much as we complained about it, we all bought it, or everybody bought it and used it and opened it and whatever. So I want to get into, have they identified their problem? And what we're seeing with things like Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Right now, TCG player, $255. The market has accepted the product at a price point where stores can sell at a profit margin even after fees and shipping on TCG player. That's amazing. That hasn't happened for Magic the Gathering since Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, before the giant, massive reprint that they did of collector boxes, then triggering, again, oversupply from that era. And so I really believe that Wizards has learned their lesson. We saw with, the addition of serialized cards. It took Wizards a little bit, right? It took them a little bit to figure it out. Brothers War, they ended up Amazon dumping that. We saw it with even March of the Machine as recently as them. But they've kind of figured out the supply run of a lot of this stuff, seemingly based on the supply and the demand of the open market of the most recent Magic the Gathering sets. Even Wilds of Eldraine holding up pretty well despite a lack of excitement and hype recently about the set. So if that is the case, shouldn't we then turn and be like, oh, this is kind of what we asked for? This is kind of like what we wanted, was like a honed in, and not that we want things to be stupid expensive, but we want stores to be able to make money, and we want, customers to, when they spend $200 on a box, it's not $140 on Amazon 3 weeks later. We want a not turmoil ecosystem. We want a calm world where we can buy Magic the Gathering product and not have to feel like we are going to FOMO in or miss out or lose our shirt on every product we buy. I think that is a safer environment for Magic the Gathering. But why are people then upset that they didn't get Black Friday deals? And I think part of the reason is that the turnover rate of Magic the Gathering is so quick. A lot of the people who were complaining 2 years ago about Magic the Gathering and about the sales are simply just, they're not there anymore. They moved on to something else, something different. And so the current ecosystem of Magic the Gathering are a lot of people who are used to constant sales, and now they're not feeling that. And so I want to talk about what this means for the future of the game. Because right now, I don't know any stores, I don't know any real individuals who are really sitting on and investing in longer term Magic the Gathering product at release. What everybody's doing is taking in product as little as they can, basically from their distro, and trying to sell it as fast as possible. Nobody is thinking what's going to happen in 6 months from now, because in 6 months from now, they feel like the price of the box, historically the last 2 years, is going to go down because Amazon's going to get it, or whoever's going to get it, distro is going to put it on clearance, or there's going to be so much other product that is going to just naturally push negative pressure on the price point. And so if we start seeing a shift, it creates this like dichotomy of opportunity for stores who are willing to take an initial risk on a little bit more product. I'm not saying to do that. I'm not even saying that I'm doing that, to be honest, because I still am not fully convinced. I'd rather miss out on a set or two of Magic, like honing it in, and then have a little bit more security that that's where they're doing. But it does beg to answer this question, which is like, what's the point of which you should start picking it up? I look at like Dominer Remastered, right? It's like $150 on TCG Player. As a store, I paid significantly more money for that, like 33% more money for that box at release. I think that math's right. I paid like $70 more for it on release of that box. And I think that at this price point, it seems really smart to go ahead and start picking up some of those, like from the secondary market, from an individual or a store perspective. It just seems like that type of product has done really well, minus the price point of which it was pushed out at. And that's the type of stuff that this new ecosystem will create. It will create opportunity. If Wizards does hone in the print run, the opportunity exists not necessarily in the new product that's coming out right now, although it might, but not necessarily the new product that's coming out now, but the old product that's already lost and sunk significantly in value based on like distribution costs and store price. That's the type of stuff that I look at. Not necessarily like, hey, don't miss out on Lost Caverns of Ixalan, although if you are picking up at $257 a box on TCG Player, maybe go to gamegrove.gg, my website. You can get it for $225, shipped, free shipping over $200. But not looking at the new stuff, but more looking at the stuff that is already, eroded in value and is at I don't want to call it a bottom, but it really won't and can't go lower than it currently is. Dominer Remastered, a great example of something that I don't know what causes that product to go, Force of Will is already crashed. That the price of the card's already down. And so I don't really know what causes something like Dominer Remastered to go below what it already is. And I think there's a lot of that type of stuff out there that I would personally start looking at if I were just an average consumer. And as a store owner, it's also something I'm looking at because there is demand for those things in the store, especially like packs and, drafts and, sealed boxes to maybe to some degree, but really like pack to pack and drafts and that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, the biggest thing for me to encourage you with is things change. Companies adapt, and it takes a long time, but eventually those ships can get righted. And if we just look at the past and say, well, they're always going to do it, then we will never, capitalize on the opportunity of if they actually shift their direction. And if Wizards, and I know this as a fact, I know that Wizards is feeling the repercussions of their actions because I know just about every store in my ecosystem has stopped ordering Magic. They're ordering the bare minimum that they can get away with for in-store purchases. They're not really messing with online. So if we are all reducing our purchases, then Wizards is feeling it. And they see those numbers from set to set. Their distros ordering less boxes. We've heard rumors that distros are not stocking up on extra pallets of stuff for the future. And so Wizards is feeling it. So they're going to want to shift the ships because what they're seeing is it's just not working. The old way of doing it is not working. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section. We did have some Black Friday deals. They went pretty well. People got really excited about it. We did $300 on sealed Magic and got one of these really cool Black Lotus spin down counters, which is that did really well. And singles, that did really well, 15% off. Then we also did Commander decks, and you get half off sleeves in a deck box. So it did really good for locals. Everybody enjoyed it. New Commander decks, new spin downs. It was really fun. It was a really good week. So have yourselves a great day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll get back to the regular content tomorrow. And let me know what you think about all the Black Friday deals that didn't exist.